Hello, everyone. Today we will look at Vlookup from a different workbook. So what we have here is one workbook which has the customer ID and the customer name, and these are the IDs. And this is called as the customers.xlsx, and the sheet name is customer data. And if I were to show you where it is saved inside another folder which is called vlookup from another file, and the file is saved there. Now the easy way to do it would be to wherever you have the transaction data, let's say this is my transaction data where I have the invoice date, invoice number, customer ID, and I want the customer name over here by doing a vlookup from the other file. So the easy way would be have both the Excel sheets open. Okay, so like I have the customer sheet open here. So I move between the two. I come here and then I start with VLOOKUP, the regular way we do it, and open up the FX window. Here the lookup value is my customer ID. The table array, click on this. And from here, go to the open workbook, which is customers, and select the data range. Now, it would be good if you have a named data range, then you can directly refer to it. Otherwise, you could just select it manually. Then you mention which column number you need. You need the second one. So you see already Ajay has got populated. So which means this is working fine. And I say OK. And since the range is locked, I can just drag it and I will see the corresponding values getting populated. Okay, and if you look at the data here, you can see if you look at the function here, you can see the customer file name, the complete customer file name along with the extension has to be put under the square brackets. Okay, right next to it, you write the sheet name. If you remember, our sheet name was customer data, and then followed by the exclamation mark, which is important, which indicates that it is from that particular worksheet, and then you have the range here. All right. Now what I'll do is I'll just to check this out, I'll again make some changes and I'll say 456. And now you see the name changes. So the VLOOKUP is looking at it correctly. And if I double click on this, I can still see my data here. Okay. And I can look at the reference and along with this, the complete file name. Now, just to help you, I put together the things that we need to keep in mind while doing a VLOOKUP in the next sheet, and I'll click this. So things to remember for VLOOKUP from another sheet. Now, typically, when we do VLOOKUP, there are three possible situations. One is the data is in the same sheet, but in another part of the sheet. Second, the data is in a different sheet. And the third is it is in a different workbook. So whenever the data is from the same sheet, we refer to the data range. If it is from a different worksheet, the data range, sheet name, data range, and then from workbook, when it is from a different workbook, we give the complete workbook name with the extension, file extension within square bracket, followed by the sheet name, exclamation mark, and the data range. Okay, so it is better if we use a data name range for the data wherever you have. And another tip when you are using from a different workbook is keep both your workbooks open. It will be easier for you, at least initially, till you become very well conversant in doing this. Now, the way you can name this is if I were to select this and you say my data, or you can say customer data. And once I go back to this and see this is the customer data and this is the range. Now I'll just click the FX again. And from this data sheet, okay, now see it refers to the customer data. It no longer refers to $A2 to B2 or B3 to B6, whatever you have done. And that's an easy. So this time round, I will just go back here and click on the effects. And I can remove this. And I click here. So I go back and highlight. Okay, now this entire data is showing up over here, which means it has correctly identified the data. And then I leave it blank or make it false since it's going to be an exact data. So, okay. All right. And then you just drag it, same like before. And this time round, it just refers to the customer data. It is easier because then you don't need to remember the exact ranges or you don't need to know where the exact range is. Okay. So hope this has been useful for you. Please try this out and let us know in the comment section if this works for you. If not, we'll try and address this. Thank you for watching this video. Bye for now.